Hello and welcome back to Life of Crafting. I have another studio update. Today is March 30th, I believe, 2022. So we've had some improvements. We have an electrician coming on Friday. So today is Wednesday, so in 2 days. So this should eliminate my need of having all of this lovely, extension cord things. And I believe I have to look tonight. I want to place my order for the refrigerator. I want to get a TV for that back wall and a microwave for above here. So as you can see, we have an addition. I bought this table off of Facebook Marketplace. I mentioned previously I had identified some stuff from Ikea and they were out of stock. And you know what? It wound up working out for me because I'll tell you why I think I like this table better. I did get my other unit put together. And I have these Stampin' Storage ink pad holders. I said in a previous video, I'm really kind of indecisive because as I mentioned before, these look pretty, but they do take up a lot of room. And the way this is, this is the, what is it, I think like 60 or something holds this. I'm over a little bit. And I don't really know that I use these markers that are in here. And I do use some of my inkers, my re-inkers, but I don't know if I use them enough that I have to designate this much visual space. I'm a person, I'm realizing, that needs my stuff kind of organized and put away, or I just feel too, not creative. I kind of get overwhelmed with it. So I think for me, I'm going to, at some point, think about what I'm going to do with this. Again, I'm rethinking what I want to use for my inks and my papers, and I'll get into another video on that. There's a lot of different considerations. I do like Stampin' Up, but I don't know that I'm going to stay exclusively with their being my biggest contributor to who I use. And I shouldn't say contributor because that sounds like it's free, but it's not. So this here is my Oxide Inks from Tim Holtz. I do like how he does his. But I also like seeing rainbow effects. So I don't know. This is some stamps by Judith. Those stick stamps. I don't know if you've seen these. I like them, but they're a little bit difficult to deal with for storage because they do put on the end of it what is the stamp, and of course it doesn't want to slowly coming into effect, but you get what my point is. Because if I store them like this, you don't get to see what it is. You kind of have to store them like vertically. Makes it a little difficult, but I do love those stamps. So you work out what you got to work out to make them work. This here is my Swatch Book that I plan to leave here. These are my little cubes. Right now, most of this is wood stamps, and these bottom two are some of the whale tail punches from Stampin' Up. If you don't know what I mean, just Google it. You'll see what I mean. And the Martha Stewart. Truthfully, I plan to go through quite a bit of that and get rid of it. I have my punches on the other side of the room. I'll explain what my thoughts are when I get over there. I did set this up. I went through my papers. I can't tell you how many of these. There's 1, 2, I think there's another one down there. I have freed up at least 3, if not 4, of these containers of paper that I'm just going to sell off, get rid of, do whatever I got to do. This needs to be, these two I need to sort out. This is all the other papers, like the Bristol Smooth cardstock. I think I have a thing of mercury glass paper pads or whatever. We'll see. This here is overflow of my large stamps. This one is just the large or the background stamps. This is the really small stamps or dies. I'll get into doing a video further than that. I did get all of my embossing folders. I'll show you where I put them at. And this is like your regular standard size. I have outgrown both this one and this one. I did place another order with Amazon. I'm kind of still trying to figure out what I want to do in here. I have slimmed down quite a bit of stuff in here. I've slimmed down a lot of what's in these drawers. These drawers really weren't that stuffed of any sort. I don't see me doing anything with that. So as far as my Kallax system goes, there's not a whole lot of work. It's these two. I'm still debating, as I said before, I may pull in those Stampin' Storage paper dividers and put them in here. But again, they used so much space. I eliminated, by taking them out and using the ticket holders, I eliminated from 4 of these holes down to like 2.5. I did a video on that. And, you know, again, I don't know that I want to give up that much space. I do have some space up here that I need to go through. We still haven't made a decision on what we're doing with the ceilings in here. So if you're wondering why, like, I'm doing all this and then I still have like these open ceilings, that, you know, that's part of it. I did have on, so here's the table. I'll get to the end of that. Here's my table. I do need to get my cards into my clear envelopes and get them ready. But I got the table, 2 leaves, and 6 chairs off of Facebook Marketplace for $180. Honestly, I probably could have got it for $150, but the person held it for me because I ran into a few problems with getting there because of weather and things like that. So I felt it was worth it to give her her full price, knowing that she would be holding it for me, because I did like the size of this table, and I did like it has 1 crease down the center. The table I was looking at from Ikea had a opening that went down the middle, and I really kind of thought it was a little weird. And if you were gonna, I didn't feel like I could really use the ends. So I like this. It came with 2 actual armchairs. Somewhere's in here they are. I do want to get myself some regular seat cushions, but I felt like this was so much more sturdy as well. And it's definitely a much larger table size than I was going to get from Ikea as well. I did get these lamps for $20 off of Facebook Marketplace as well. My camera's really having an issue. I put my finger out there. Yeah, there we go again. Those I need because I have my desk that will be over here, and I want to focus most of my overhead lighting here. So I don't feel like I'm going to be recording over here, so I want to I'll have 2 of my lamps here. I do want to put the TV over the desk so that I can watch that while I do my video, or while I'm doing my crafts. I did have this turned around. Right now I'm just throwing, it's a bunch of empty boxes up there. I do a lot of journaling. I have been for years with my business and things. So I finally found a home for them. This I'm going to use for business purposes. Down here is my Cricut. I do need to get a printer for the business. I'd like to have one that has a good quality printing for, buying stuff up, let's say Etsy for cardstocks. This is just stuff. I haven't really done anything else over here. These are empty boxes. These are my in-out Hot Pocket folders or something like that they call them. Has to get hung on the wall behind there. And that yellow basket is just the cards that, I don't know if you're like me, like I make a lot of volume of cards and somehow I'm always missing one thing. It's like a sentiment or a bow or something like that. So this is something that's just got to get finished. And I'll be doing that. Over here, though, is probably one of the things I was like most excited about as well. I bought this shorter Alex cabinet from Ikea, and this is going to just be like my die cutting station. What's nice about that is they are on wheels, so I can just roll that over to the table as I need it. It's going to be at a good length, or I'm sorry, a good height for me to be able to do my die cutting, and when I'm done with it, I can wheel it back. Now for this, my drawers, the top 2 drawers have the plates and the assorted wedges and all that, or whatever you want to, shims, that will be for my die cutting. Right now I'm using the Vagabond 2 from Tim Holtz. I do have a Cuttlebug as well. I have that on the table. And the bottom 2 drawers right now have one of the smaller, I think it's like a Sapphire, I think it may be called. It's the mini die cutting machine, that's a manual one, is in there. And then in those bottom drawers as well is the bigger, thick Biggs dies. And the I'm going to do a separate video on what this machine is, because I got very confused as to how to use the wood-backed things that are like a steel die, but it's not the big die, and I'm going to do a video on that. This is actually a press. It's a Sizzix press. It does not have the stuff go through it with like these where you crank it through or you push it through. It was really kind of confusing to me, I'll admit it. And then one of the last sections of this whole thing, and I'm going to sit down because I think my leg's about ready to be done, was I've had this bookcase. This was something we finished for my son's room when I was pregnant, and it's really been perfect heights and such for the Stampin' Up! Stamp cases. I did decide I was leaving my Stampin' Up! Stamps in their cases because, truthfully, the visual, I do like having the visuals on the spine. They fit this perfectly. I was going to start taking them out of the cases, but people respying them want the cases. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just leave them in there. What I have in here for space is what I have. If I get to a point where I don't have enough space, then something needs to go. And that is what I'm promising myself, is that this is going to just be what it's going to be. I do have on the top shelf background stamps. I may have one or two that are not a Stampin' Up! Brand, but I do prefer to keep them in those bigger cases, the wider case. So I'm treating them the same as being a Stampin' Up! Because honestly, background stamps, I don't see I'm getting rid of too much. This is my punches, and this is what I've had. It's the Stamping Storage punch. I did get one of them. I think it may be the one on the top. I bought this one first, I believe is what it was. And the picture on their listing had already been changed to this one. And the difference is that these openings on the two outsides, not the center, were cut smaller than the middle. So I wasn't able to fit, if you see these ones here, I couldn't fit those in some of the other openings. So they offered for me to send it back. I wound up realizing that, you know what, the one on the top does get used. I am using this one for some of the thinner size, the smaller size punches. It's been fine. I decided I wasn't going to bother doing it because I think part of it was that they wanted me to pay the return postage back to do it. And I said, you know what, by the time I paid all that, just leave it. So this is my punches. Most of them are something that's going to be for use with a matching a matching stamp set of Stampin' Up! I do have some that are circular or scalloped. I find when I'm doing volume that the punches are your friend. Like you're going to punch out faster than you're ever going to die cut. So I do keep some of those in there. Last thing I have here, excuse the, it has been very cold in New Jersey again. So that's a little portable heater I have. But I did get this before from Michael's. It did have the things that hang on the sides and this pegboard on the end. And you know what? It was so unbalanced, and it would just like not roll, and it would tip and stuff would fall off of it. There's no, I thought it was so wonderful, but it served no purpose. I'll be honest. I've got that stuff off of it now. I'm just going to probably put it in recycling because I have no reason to even want it anymore. I just bought these, they call them like rope baskets. They're like twisted rope, and then they just like, it's almost like a rag rug, but it's in the shape of a basket. I am a paper hoarder. I'm a paper hoe, whatever you want to call me. I love paper, any printed paper. And until I put those 6x6 packs in here, I don't think I realized how many paper packs that I still had that was not used yet. And there's like there's like one or two kits on the top. But I've already gone through and sorted out, I don't even know how many of these paper packs, and it's crazy. Because I had a few here and a few there, and they were just like not in one spot. When I put them in here, like these two baskets are full, like full. So there's no need. I have to like not buy paper packs for a long period of time. The second one down was where I put my embossing folders, and I do have what I want to do for embossing folders. And yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit difficult to get in there to get what I want, but the organization of how I want to do them, again, I don't use them that much. I could put them back in my Kallax. I may. I for right now, they have a home here, and I'm fine with it. Down here is my, I have the Tim Holtz, and I still have my Stampin' Up! Cutter, and some of your stamping platforms. I have a couple different companies of different ones I've gotten from yard sales, and a scoring board. So I put them in here, and I'm not talking the big scoreboard, I'm talking like the small stuff, but my tools type of thing are going in here. Again, to me, this will be easy, that I can just move this car over when I need it and push it back when I don't. I'm looking for this area here to be my main workspace, because I do like to spread out. And I don't want to keep things out. I want to be able to put them back when I don't need them and get them out of my face. So here's where I'm thinking to be working. Hoping to have time where friends will be able to make it over, and you know, that's why I have 6 chairs. I have one of my, you know, carousels. I have one more that I need to bring over, but I'm still looking to sort through it. I bought these from Target yesterday. I don't know that I want to keep them. I don't know how much they're really going to be. They need to serve a purpose in here, or else they need to go back. So that's what today's episode is for where my craft studio is developing along. Over here on this wall, I did get a new trash can, but I do want to move my longer bookshelf that's going to have more organization of stuff, like my embellishments and stuff in it. Oh, and then I also did, it's kind of hidden back here, I have this little smaller cabinet that I got from Ikea, and it is on wheels, so I can roll it. This one has a lot of my glitter and my twine in it, and like the embellishments that I've bought from Hobby Lobby that are more like along the lines of like the nicer stickers. So that is in here. I used to have my plates for the Big Shot in here with the Big Shot on there, and I'm telling you, it was way too small. So that's another one that'll be good. I can roll it out when I need it if there's anything I really need, but I don't expect anything in there is going to be needed continuously. I'll probably just pick what I need out of there and just leave it there. But I do feel like I can use the top of this for something with my my business. And this desk is still till I can get the electric and start getting some stuff. I do need to get a computer in here. This is just going to sit here for right now until I can start figuring out how I'm going to organize that. But the next phase will be the electric, getting this other bookshelf here, and hopefully getting the electronics installed that I wanted to get in here. So I'm hoping you're liking the video. Again, I have done nothing with down there, which is all the Christmas trees and such. So I will update you on when I start doing those and where you can follow me if you're somebody that wants to be just checking out videos of Christmas decorations, because that will be a whole period of time to get. I got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 5 or 6 trees in there that I'm going to have to decorate and kind of get set up for doing my videos on. So tonight's project is getting rid of these boxes here. And I'm kind of indecisive. I bought a ribbon organizer die. I do have a lot of ribbon. I love ribbon too, that I plan to sort out and put on some of these spools, and using some of these drawers in the new cabinet to put them in. So I'll keep you up to date on that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this installment of where I'm going with this studio and my thinking as to why I'm putting things where I put them. And I will also be uploading a new Saturday Morning Makes video with a card that I've been working on for a couple of weeks. It's driving me nuts. So keep an eye out for some new videos on that as well. Thanks a lot. Have a nice night. Bye.